Good evening. This is the then and now video reflection prompt submission for the facilitate lots of writing in the classroom and value extracurricular writing practices. Excuse me. All right. Then, me as a middle school and or high school student. You're forcing me to think, honestly, because I feel like I just remember reading so much. But obviously, reading and writing go hand in hand. So most of the time what we were reading always had a passage to go along with it. So honestly, writing in school felt very structured, and this is for a grade. Lots of 5-paragraph, what is a thesis, how to perfect your thesis. In college, you're going to be writing with an MLA format. You need to know this, you need to learn this. We don't write in an MLA format. A whole bunch of book reports. We can't go on this field trip if y'all don't read the book and write a paper about it. It was always about meeting the rubric, getting the grade, not really expressing my ideas or my thoughts or topics that I really cared about. How much of any given school day in general was spent writing? I don't really remember middle school too much as far as writing, but in high school, I feel like we were only writing in English, ELA. So not a lot of writing. I mean, once a week, not once a week. I had the class every day, but it was Monday, outline. Tuesday, finish your outline and start writing your bodies. Wait to the end to do your intro and conclusion. Hone in on that thesis statement. And then, like, Friday, turn in what you've been working on for the past week. What kinds, excuse me, what kind of extracurricular writing outside of school writing done completely on your own outside of school did you participate in as an adolescent? Social media, blogs, journal, diaries, letters, pen pals. I had a MySpace, not for a long time. It kind of was going out of style when my dad finally let me get one, so not really too much on that. As far as like journals and diaries, like I would get like the little $10 diaries from, what was that thing called? The Scholastic book fair. And me writing in them probably lasted as long as it took me to pay for them, honestly. Really a waste of money in those times, but of course I write now. Did your secondary teachers make any classroom connections to your extracurricular writing? Not at all. It was just like pushing a whole bunch of content, writing what the book told us to do. I was definitely learning how to write for school, not necessarily how to write for life. Going to college, writing in certain English classes was really hard to be creative because I never got to be creative. I was more like intro, body, conclusion. And they were like, we want more from you. And it's just like, this is all I know. I'm so sorry. Now, you as a current soon-to-be secondary teacher, how much time generally do you plan on allowing students to write in your current future secondary classroom? I currently teach PE, elementary, and we don't do a lot of writing. I mean, my students aren't old enough to really be writing detailed sentences. So in the future, when I told you that I wanted to eventually go up and do health, I mean, I hope they would be able to understand and explain the body parts that we go over and the systems and all the other information that we might go over. So hopefully they'll be able to do at least a couple papers a semester. I'm not asking for a whole bunch. I just want to see that they're capable of doing such a thing. Do you worry that time devoted to writing could take away from curriculum you have to cover? I think that we're so determined to get through the content that we don't care if they're really gaining it or memorizing it or learning it. It's just test them, test them, test them. So honestly, I think it would be great to take a beat and have them truly explain in their own words what we went over. Yeah, absolutely. I want them to write with a purpose, not just for the grades. Writing should be like a thinking tool. It should be how you process, how you reflect on what you learn. So a whole bunch of stop and jots, a whole bunch of handwritten notes. Excuse me. What's my next question? If as the authors recommend, you have students writing a lot, how will you manage evaluating and assessing? That's the hard part. There's never enough time, and I don't want them to just be like, oh, you turn something in, A+. So for evaluations, selectively, maybe collect one polished piece, but respond to others for growth, maybe. Do you have general ideas on how you could incorporate students outside of school writing to what you are covering and aiming for in your classroom? I think I'm on TikTok way more than them. I think I'm on TikTok way more than them. So maybe finding a creator or something that they actually care about and tying it into what we're doing. Think about all these mukbang videos. How this person eat relate to their health? What are some concerns that can come up from this video? You love this creator? Let's break down her habits. Is she healthy? Is she having healthy habits? How do you respond when students argue that writing is disappearing in today's world and or that AI now can write everything for us and often better, and therefore do not need to engage in writing process at school? I'm going to encourage them that what happens when the Wi-Fi goes down. I know that AI is great. I love AI. However, I can't depend on somebody else. Only I can control myself. Hamilton reference. Writing isn't just about producing text. It's about the thinking, the critical thinking, the perspective, and creativity. So there's a whole bunch of things AI can't replicate, especially authentication. AI doesn't know what I've been through, what I've come through, what I plan to do in the future. AI doesn't know my personality and my kinks and my tics. AI doesn't know me. And I think you could tell with the quality of the work that they'll turn in. I also think that writing is a form of power and identity. Not really just an academic task. Yes, it starts there. That's where we learn it. But I feel like nobody can articulate a thought like you can. Like, we can all say the same thing, but it'll never come out the same way because we're all different and hold different power, I guess. So, this is my thoughts. Thank you so much. Have a great night.